You just thought about going for a walk, didn't you? You haven't moved toward the door, you haven't touched the leash, but somewhere in your home, a tail just started wagging. Here's the thing that's not telepathy, and it's not coincidence. Your dog has been quietly mapping your entire existence, your movements, your routines, your micro-expressions, and most of us have no idea how sophisticated it really is. 1. The routine they memorized before you did. Check your watch right now. Notice the time. There's a good chance your dog already knows what happens next. Not because they can read clocks, but because they've been reading you. In 2020, researchers at Eötvös Loránd University in Hungary discovered something remarkable. They found that dogs don't just learn schedules, they predict them. They tracked 286 dogs and found that 94 showed anticipatory behavior up to 30 minutes before regular events, meals, walks, your arrival home. But here's what stopped the researchers cold. The dogs adjusted their predictions when the routine changed, sometimes in a single day. They weren't following a rigid schedule. They were tracking your pre-walk rituals, the shoes you reach for, the way you glance at your phone before heading out. Your dog has built a behavioral map of your life so detailed that they know what you're about to do before you've consciously decided to do it. And they learned all of this without a single command. 2. The word that rewired their brain, say, walkies right now. Even if you whisper it, even if your dog is asleep in another room. Watch what happens. Dr. Gregory Burns, a neuroscientist at Emory University, put dogs in an fMRI scanner, the first time anyone had successfully scanned an awake, unrestrained dog's brain. What he found changed everything we thought we knew. When dogs heard words they'd been conditioned to associate with rewards, their caudate nucleus lit up. That's the same region that activates in humans when we experience joy, anticipation, love. But here's the part that matters. It wasn't just about the reward anymore. After enough repetitions, the word itself became the reward. The neural pathway got so strong that hearing good boy or walkies triggered the same happiness response as the actual treat or walk. Your dog didn't just learn vocabulary, they physically rewired their brain around your words. And the reverse is true too. Say, bath near some dogs, and watch their pupils dilate, their ears flatten. Same mechanism, opposite direction. 3. The name that means more than you think. Your dog's name isn't just a sound to them. It's an identity, a promise, a relationship compressed into 2 syllables. In 2018, researchers in Brazil tested 171 dogs in shelters dogs who'd been abandoned, who'd lost their original families. They played recordings of various names, including each dog's original name. The results were stunning. Even after months in the shelter, 82 of dogs still responded distinctly to their original name. Ears perked, heads turned, bodies oriented toward the speaker, but only if it was said in a voice similar to their original owner's tone. Here's what that tells us. Your dog's name isn't just a recall cue. It's wrapped up in every moment you've said it, every time you called them over for affection, every reunion after you'd been gone, every soft repetition while they were falling asleep on your lap. When you say their name, you're not just getting their attention, you're activating an entire emotional archive. 4. The words they know but you never taught. This is the one that genuinely unsettled me when I first read it. Dr. John Pilley spent 3 years working with a border collie named Chaser. By the end, Chaser knew 1,022 words, not just commands, actual nouns, specific toys, objects, actions. She could differentiate between get the ball and get the blue ball and take the blue ball to the rope. But here's what Pilley discovered that changed everything. Chaser learned hundreds of those words, incidentally. She picked them up from context, from observation, from simply existing in a household where language was happening around her. The implications are staggering. Your dog has been sitting there during your conversations, during your phone calls, during your mundane daily narration of life, and they've been learning. A 2022 study from the University of Sussex found that the average dog understands 89 words and phrases. Some understood over 200. Nobody formally trained most of these dogs. They just absorbed it. Your dog knows grandma is coming over. They know let's go to the park versus let's go to the vet. They know the difference between maybe later and okay, fine. They've been building a lexicon of your life without you realizing you were teaching one. 5. The voice they'd cross the world to hear. Play a recording of a stranger saying, "Good dog" to your dog. They might look up, they might wag once or twice. Now say the same thing yourself. Watch their entire body transform. In 2021, researchers at the University of Copenhagen ran an experiment that made headlines. They played recordings of owners and strangers saying the exact same phrases to dogs, same words, same friendly tone, same volume. When strangers spoke, dogs showed mild positive response, ears up, slight attention. When their own owner's voice came through the speaker, everything changed. Heart rates increased, pupils dilated, bodies oriented toward the sound source. Some dogs ran to find the person they could hear but couldn't see. The word good didn't mean good. It meant good from you. Your dog hasn't just learned English or commands or tricks. They've learned the specific acoustic signature of your voice, the frequency range you use when you're happy with them, the micro variations in pitch that signal you're about to do something they'll love. They've developed perfect pitch for you. 6. The apology they've been waiting for. You stepped on their paw last week. You didn't mean to. You immediately said, "I'm sorry, baby, I'm so sorry." Here's what happened in that moment that you probably didn't notice. Your dog stopped yelping. They looked directly at you. Their body language softened. A 2023 study from Kyoto University tested whether dogs could recognize human apologies. They had people accidentally step on dogs' paws, gently in controlled conditions, then respond in one of 3 ways: apologetic tone with gentle touch, neutral tone with no touch, or ignoring the dog entirely. Dogs who received the apology showed measurably lower stress markers within 30 seconds. Their cortisol levels dropped. They approached the person again faster. They maintained eye contact longer. Your dog knows what "I'm sorry" means. Not because they speak English, but because they've learned to read the entire package: your distressed tone, your immediate attention, your gentle touch, your body language that says, "I didn't mean to hurt you." They've been forgiving you this whole time, and they knew you were asking. 7. The silence that speaks volumes. Here's what I've been building toward. Sometimes the most important communication isn't words at all. Dr. Brian Hare, founder of the Duke Canine Cognition Center, ran experiments testing dogs' ability to read human communicative intent. The finding that stopped everyone: dogs are the only non-human species that instinctively understand human pointing. Not wolves, not chimps, not any other domesticated animal, just dogs. When you point at something, your dog doesn't look at your finger. They follow the invisible line from your finger to the object you're indicating. They understand that your gesture is about something else. That's theory of mind. That's understanding that another being has intention and perspective, and it goes deeper. A 2019 study found that dogs seek eye contact with humans when facing unsolvable problems, something wolves never do. They've evolved to communicate with us, to ask us for help, to expect that we'll understand what they need. Your dog is somewhere nearby right now, and if you looked at them, really looked, they'd look back. They'd hold your gaze in a way no other animal does with humans. That's not training. That's connection that was built over thousands of years and reinforced every single day you've spent together. You taught them language, but they taught you something deeper. They taught you that love doesn't always need words.